Hello, welcome to today's video. Today's video is this week's makeup challenge, and the challenge is based off of a look. It's going to be me trying this Rihanna's look, which is also a recreation, or which was a recreation of some other magazine shoot. I'm going to put the picture here, so you see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be following both of them in a way because I feel like Rihanna's own skin tone will be able to I'll be able to pick up what she did for on her skin because of her skin tone. But I'll also be looking at the original version of the makeup style, yeah, to pick some, I don't know, fresh ideas or something. But it's a challenge, and I hope I'm able to meet up with it. So let's get on it. So I think there is the hard on foundation. This is the foundation I have, Mary Kay medium coverage foundation. It is not my skin tone. It is darker than my skin tone, but I'm just going to use it to create this whole like a blank canvas. What shows are you guys like currently seeing now? I found this show. I think Netflix recently added Psych to their whatever their list, and I was like, and I've always known of Psych. As a kid, I've always known of Psych, but I just watched a lot of those shows where all those happy-go-lucky shows. And again, the male lead is all those like typical 2000s male lead of the time. It's like it was not interesting to me, kind of like Scrubs. Anyway, as you can see, like the purpose of my video makeup challenge is to get more and more familiar with makeup, or not really familiar, but just to have fun with makeup as best as I can, you know, and make a video out of it. So if I'm doing anything wrong, you can tell me how to make it better, and you can give me your tips and comment. But I'm not making like light of makeup or making a mockery of it, but I'm really interested in it. And so if I'm getting anything wrong, it's because I don't know. It's not because like I'm trying to be funny or something. So anyway, I'm watching side here. It's fun. I watched the pilot episode, which is in two parts, and I was like, good. The quality of the show, the quality as in film quality, 360p obviously, but it was very satisfying to watch. It felt comforting already. Just the first from the first scene, I was very comforted. Psych is this show based off of a guy that it seems like he has psychic powers, but he really was just trained by his father at a young age to be extremely observant of his environment. And so details that will just slip past you, ordinary, he doesn't miss those details. Like it's become a thing of just who he is. So it makes him present as psychic. And he does things where he calls the police, and leaves a tip that, oh, this person is the person that committed the crime, just from watching it on TV. And it's like, wow, watching on TV, how interesting that is. Watching like news stations on TV to be updated, how interesting that was. Now, but then, God, it was so boring. I think TV was one of the most boring things for me until I discovered the channel. TV was only good for me when we had a movie, a CD to play, movies and all. So Psych is interesting, and I've been I think I'm on episode 5 or 6. And the episodes are long. It's not like today. Hate to be that person that like it's not like today, but it's really not like today. The episodes are longer. So for me to be at episode 5 so quickly, and I started last night, I feel like I'm on a binging and spree. After editing, I'm just going to go back to it. Okay, so you can see how on the mirror it looks my face looks very yellow, and my dark circles are still there, still very prominent. So like good luck, bro. Now I'm going to be adding concealer. Concealer is the usual suspect, this guy. And again, the current character's name is Sean. So Sean has a sidekick, like not really a sidekick because they are apparently like close friends, they've been friends since childhood, and this black guy named Gus. So Sean and Gus, and it's like Sean is like, hey, through some series of events, Sean comes into the opportunity of working for the police, and one fact, Sean's father is a police officer, was a police officer, he's retired now. So Sean's father was a police officer. For some reason, he tells Gus that, oh, Gus, you know what we're going to be as children. And Gus is like, are you serious? Currently, Gus is working as a salesman for a pharmaceutical company. So all of that now, and Gus is more rational, more reasonable. He's very fine. He's rational, he's reasonable. He's the one that's always like trying to curb this guy's excesses, Sean's excesses. But it's very interesting because the whole noticing details, finer details, and all, it's not like a bit neurodivergent. Like, anyway, they start their work, and Sean because he has convinced the police department that he's a psychic, he now carries out his revelations in all these or his investigations. Whenever he wants to review what he has found, he now does this whole act of coming under his spiritual, effect, like a ghost has possessed him or something. And it's so funny because the first time he did it, like in that pilot episode, I thought it was like they wouldn't take him serious. So to be honest, I was like, what is this guy? Like the someone should just tell him that he should get lost or something. But I took him serious. So we listened to him. It was interesting. I was like, wow, like that level of that suspending your disbelief, even for characters in shows, was still there. You know, now everything is so. I can't say it now. If I keep saying now, it's because I'm this kind of boomer that's like, oh, in our days it was better. But for the show gave me this wonderful feeling of, wow, this is the level of awareness like that people were having at that period. That oh, you can just pretend. You can just pretend that like a psychic and all. And now, funny enough, we have a lot more no, we don't. Like, I don't know, but it's kind of like this kind of feeling where so now my concern is all over my face. And I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know more. What should I use now? Okay, let's use this thing to mop it out. So I don't know if that's like I can't really make a grand sweeping generalization of what TV looks like now these days because my TV content is online and it's not West based anymore. Like when I was a child, I'm no more watching like majority of American movies. I really don't care for them. So, but back then, I think Vampire Diaries was very. I think it was wrong for me to put consider out there. Vampire Diaries, all of that was very very interesting. It was going on and all, and I was like, I think everybody just wanted like had this feel of spiritual things. The what do they call it? Vampire spiritual or like witchy stuff. That that kind of energy was just going around and floating around and it was everywhere. So it was fun watching it. It just felt like something that you'd watch every Saturday. And the episodes were complete in themselves. Like the adventures finished in one episode, like it was not like stretching out the whole season. You get they were just it's as if you like it's TV show now, for a TV show that has over 20 episodes and I've not checked, I think Psych is the one dog 20 episodes has over 20 episodes and it's playing every week. You get it's not a soap opera, so people obviously the storylines are going to be completed in each story. I don't know if there's an overarching story that is being told, or maybe there's somebody or something that's going to happen later on, but that will be later on now. Anyway, it was fun. I'm having fun with Psych. I like the part where no matter what God says, Sean does what he wants to do, and no matter what Sean says, God also does what he wants to do. God goes along with his own convictions, and he doesn't really have this aura of he sustains his doubt. He knows how like very intelligent or effective his friend is, but he also still keeps sustaining his doubt, keeps doubting his friend, keeps questioning his friends, keep trying to curb his friends' excesses, like his bestie's excesses. And it's like, bro, are you not tired? But I guess that's just that dynamic, like they're already used to it. Like I'm the person that tries to bring a little bit of logic into this whole relationship, that kind of stuff. I don't think I think I'm just winging it at this point. So how am I looking so far? I'm happy for where I'm doing it now because air is coming in from here, like there's ventilation, so it's fun. Does anybody have this kind of thing on their face where they sweat really badly? For me, it's my upper lip, this area. If I put anything on it, even like just lotion on that part of my face, I'm going to sweat all over my body. Like it just triggers me feeling hot and bothered. So let me just take a look at the reference picture again. And I'll be back. So the next thing that I want to do now is add a white liner to the insides of my eye. And I don't know, this pencil I got, I don't know, it's just not so very effective to me. Like, I don't really see. Ariana's own has got a certain like glittery quality to it. So I'm not using this pencil, I'm just going to try to use my white shadow. I'm trying this white stuff here, this white color here. Like Rihanna's own looks a bit more silvery, yeah. Looks a bit silvery, but it's just basically white. Like in the picture, it comes out as white. and again the contrast of the blue. So now there's the blue overarching shadow here everywhere, but then there is also black on it. So I don't know, should I put the black first before I add the blue to it? If you get, or I should put the blue first and then add black like at the edges of it. Let me try the latter. Um, let's go with this brush. There are another 2000 shows that I've been. Which one do you think it is? Like, which one do you think it is? Is it this one or this one? It looks. It gives me like when I think about it now. It gives me this sense, this color, this shade. But when I look at it again, it could also be the shade. So this is more green. This leans towards green. This is leaning towards blue more. So let me try this blue first. You know, because I'm not seeing shit. So like she's oh. Okay, this is a very striking blue. I don't know if it's reflecting on the camera if you can see. So another show that I've been watching, that I just started watching is Dexter. Like I've seen so many references of Dexter like my whole like life that I'm like, okay, someday I'm going to watch this thing. And it's based off of a novel. How fun is that? I feel like if I had the physical copy of the book, I would be more interested in that than the show. But then again, when I watched the show, it was really enjoyable, bro. I had fun with it. Oh, I think I like when it is like this. I like this blue, bro. I think it's my favorite blue now. So, like, I watched the show, and Dexter is about a cop that is also a serial killer, but he kills serial killer. He's a serial killer hunter, but that doesn't like he still makes him a serial killer because he kills people like he has a pattern of killing. He has people, specific people that he wants them. I don't think I need to add black. I don't think I'll add black. I think this is alright. But it is the application is so like broad, it's not like directed into being a being. You get. But let me just do it, yeah. I'm just happy that I picked the right color. Anyways, Dexter is Dexter also has a father that was a cop. He was a police officer. And when the show starts, you just get like flashbacks of said Dexter, having these sessions with his father, where his father keeps telling him how to like control the world in the sense like how to deal with the people that are actually causing harm to other people, how to control his urges. And like, how did Dexter's father know or notice on time that Dexter had the emotional range of his psychopath? I don't want to use that word because it has been mutilated by the media. That's what psychopath. So anyway, Dexter's father spent all of his childhood, all of his teenagehood, and even when he became a young adult, still conditioning him, programming him on how to use his animalistic instincts, like his urges to kill and to maim and all of that. And Dexter was a very wonderful student, if I would say. Dexter is not his biological son. Dexter was adopted and his father adopted him when he got to a crime scene. He was just a little boy crying his heart out and he was covered in blood. It was a crime scene, a very gory one at that. So his father adopted him from there and I talking to him about it and everything. So Dexter is living life knowing, feeling like he knows everything about who he is to some extent, because how can you really know yourself? I think I'm done with the shadow. Shadow is just like perfect to me. I'm not touching it again. Like, how can you really know yourself? How do you relate to people? Obviously, he's a loner, he lives alone, he has an apartment, and he's not a typical cop that goes with like hunting down criminals. No. His own job is blood and a blood spatter analyst, which is interesting. Like, does that kind of department exist? Like, some of these um stories are based off of just imaginations of the author, which is pretty cool. I mean, like for your imagination to go so wild, to create such a department in the police. So I wonder if that's a real job in the police department, at least in America. So as Dexter is a police officer, he has a foster sister, Abigail. I think yes, her name is Abigail. I have to put this in mascara and eyeliner, which is bro, that is like I don't know what to say. Let me not jinx it. Let me just do it and just use this eyeliner. This is very convenient. Like I said, my products are just like off the streets. They're not really branded or I don't know about quality control, but they're available to use, so I buy them. Anyways, Dexter, and I don't think I'm going to do Rihanna's eyebrows. No. So Dexter's foster sister is also a police officer in the real sense. Like she goes out into the street, but there's a system of hierarchy. Like you have to move from for you to work like against criminals or to deal with criminals, you have to move from vice to homicide. You get so Dexter's sister is so ambitious. Abigail. Abigail is so freaking ambitious. She wanted to be in homicide for the longest time. So she has been, and she knows how smart her brother is because all of them are always very smart. So she knows how smart. So she has been asking her brother for, tips, tricks and all of that to just like make her be noticed by the lieutenant, the head of their department, not head, but lieutenant, the head of homicide. And that was like a black woman. I don't know if she's Latina or something like that. And that woman is very, very her character is very no nonsense, and she's not no nonsense. Like it's obvious when she likes you. She likes you, you know. If she doesn't like you, you're gonna know. You get and Abigail's convinced that this woman does not like her. You understand? And she's like, I don't know how else to put this woman that I deserve a shot at come inside. And my first introduction to Abigail, I didn't really like her. So she was. I don't like people that are too jumpy. People that like to. I don't know. I just have this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Because it's like there's a motivation for why they feel so like rushed to get. Is it like what you want to do, or are you trying to prove a point? You know those kind of things. And I didn't know Abigail in that way, so it was just like I was just like, ah, God, here we go. Let Dexter just do his own thing. Let me know the story. So from the very first episode, how do you guys like my island? In the very first episode, Dexter is so I think Rihanna contoured this place, contoured, and I don't know how to contour. I don't even have this stuff for contour, but let's go on to did I put on mascara? I think not. Let's put like a little bit of highlight here. And highlight, I mean just putting it down my nose and my nose bridge. So Dexter hunts down this man that kills kids. He abuses them and then he kills them. And I think they're all boys, like he sodomizes them or something. And then when Dexter like has him in his trap, the way he gets his prey, no matter how big they are, he tranquilizes them, ties them up, and nakeds them, puts them on a table, like just tapes them up completely. Then he starts speaking to them. And he always collects a souvenir. He takes a scalpel and he cuts a bit of a place on their cheeks and their blood. He puts it on a slide. That's it, and then he labels it. That's his own souvenir. All those trappings of a real serial killer, which he is. How am I saying real? Of a typical serial killer, which he is. So what does I want to do? Not put glitter on my nose. So um, how's it looking? So he catches this guy. Like first of all, he's waiting for him in his car. The guy comes with his car. He nearly strangles the guy like into unconsciousness. Then he tranquilizes the guy and takes the guy into his car. you know, this guy to his hideout where he's going to leave him, like destroy his life, something like that. Anyway, all of that happens. Should I put powder or something? Should I put powder? I'm not put blush. Let me use blush. All of that happens, and then the guy starts to cry like, "Oh, I can't control my urges. This is who I am." And then I was like, "Yeah, same." Like I too can't control my urges. So I was like, "Okay, how did the father find out that Dexter was having these urges? Like, when did he notice Dexter having these urges? And how did he come up with this idea to tame a wild animal like Dexter?" And it's like, but the father is late now, because so we cannot really know anything aside from the flashbacks. So from the start, there's already an like there's already like a serial killer floating around. Actually, this serial killer, he completely drains the blood off of his victims, and then he leaves their bloodless parts. Is this too gory? He leaves their bloodless parts on display, and all his victims are just a certain demographic, prostitutes. They're all prostitutes or sex workers, and they are sex workers, and this kind of people where nobody checks for them, which is very unfortunate. Like I feel like sex workers deserve rights. They are playing a very important role in society, whether anybody agrees or not. Like I can fight you on that, and I'm not a very good lawyer, but I will fight you tooth and nail. Sex workers are very pivotal for society, for the balance that we have in society. You understand? and it's also a way of life. So why should they not be able to get the benefits of a job? Insurance, healthcare, protection by law enforcers here. Why should they be the people that are caught up in law enforcers trap? Anyways, they are actually the target of crimes like this. Serial killers going undetected because who is going to miss a sex worker, who is going to miss her? She's obviously like isolated from society. She only has her girlies. So he does that to them. And what other detail? How you guys like him? How do I am I like embodying? The only issue I'm going to have with this look is the lipstick. Like, is this like tomato? It's not tomato red. It's kind of like this kind of garish red. Garish, like fresh blood, like fresh blood. I had an energy drink. That's why I'm so energized. Like energy drinks could be so. Anyways, the guy is living all this like signs, and you know who is in close contact with the girl is Abigail. Abigail is working in Vice undercover as a prostitute. Anyways, so Dexter is immediately enthralled, in all of this style of killing. No single blood. And he's a blood pattern analyst. He's like, no single blood. Like this person, like in his own news, because what we get to hear as we're watching is Dexter's mind working. We hear his thoughts, we hear his motivation, his intention, his confusion, his sorrows, which I don't know if he has sorrows. So another thing again about Dexter is actually in a relationship with a lady called, what's her name? I remember her name later. She's a divorcee with two lovely kids that Dexter plays at being father with. I think he loves them in his own way, but he's very precious to them. Like they are very precious to him. I feel like he has deep affection for them. He loves them. And he was saying this thing when we first met, when we were first introduced to the ladies, that she's traumatized by her past experiences with her ex-husband, that she's totally put off by the idea of sex. And Dexter has very how do I say this? Dexter is also not interested in sex. So it's like phew, a win for me. I don't mind. And I think it's his sister that introduced him to the lady and all of that from reporting a domestic abuse incident and all of that. So they're just connected in that way. So Dexter is like he likes her, she says she doesn't look for more than what he's even willing to give her as in sex wise or like that kind of intimacy. That's the word, intimacy. Ah, so like what was my fun about this? That's like I can't really place like be accurate about what led to this series of events where eventually I think the cross was here. You guys, I think I'm getting good. Though. I think my skills are improving. I'm not narrating the story in so much to like narrate it. I'm just like there's just so many things that you can explore. First of all, one thing led to the other. The new serial killer in town was somehow Dexter's living brother, Dexter's actual brother, like blood brother. And he was just doing all of that to get Dexter's attention. So they need to get Dexter's attention, which eventually Dexter came to, and they connected, and the blocked memories, the trauma shot memories, like flooded open in Dexter's mind, and then the brand now put him in the position of like choosing, like, are you going to like kill your sister, your foster sister, and come, let's just live life, in our trueness, in our honesty, in who we really are. We are not this thing that you are pretending to be. I know who you are, I know your nature, and there's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to be something somebody made you into. And it's like all inspiring and all. I was like, but bro, you're a serial killer though. And the moment he wanted to kill Abigail, how he got his hands on Abigail is because he came in as a lover. It wasn't really interesting. Like at first I was like, this guy obsessed with Dexter as in love, that kind of romantic thing. But no, you're just his brother. Like, what do I want to do now? Lipstick. My purse of lipsticks. Like, I don't know what to use because I don't really have red. I don't have red. I have pink, but I don't have red anymore. I don't think I've ever had red like that. But just a facsimile of red, I think. So if I use this shadow, let me see if I can put shadow on it. So like at that point where he really considered like should he kill Abigail, but he was trying to let his brother know that he doesn't like why can't we just be? But his brother his brother was unfortunate. That kind of thing that another tell on the system where if you are past a certain age of like as a child, you will not be adopted, you will not be attractive to adoptive parents, interested like adoptive parents will not be interested in you, which is incredibly sad and disgusting because all of that is just prejudice. Anyway, his brother was left to the system. He ended up going to a mental ward. He ended up fighting his way out of a mental ward. And then of course someone like that will be very big because at the end of the day, everything that happened to him was not his fault. He was just like born to so person. He just happened to be in so situation. But when you're a child growing up in a system that tells you it's your fault for even being like alive, you get to have some sort of deep-seated grudges that an ordinary conversation, like one conversation cannot heal. And sometimes therapy, especially in that time, was probably very, very, very stunted in its healing effect. Ah, this is not it at all, but this is what I have. Let's just continue. So Dexter, obviously, he chose his sister. He has grown with his sister for like since when he was like aware of his own self. And I think he loves his sister in his own way. And so the sister finds out that her lover is the serial killer that literally has been a thing or has been her biggest, ambition. Like, oh, I'm going to catch the serial killer. You know, this is now. I'm going to catch the serial killer is going to get it from me, all of that. And the man, she's really literally fucking him, having arguments with him. In fact, he even proposed to her. So, like, you get how kind of earth shattering that thing can be. Like, it could be. So, obviously, she's going to have a lot of issues. I say this because I've not seen season two, you guys. I always comfort myself that Rihanna's lipstick was very messy. So, I'm allowed to have on messy lips. And I think that is the end. Yeah. So like plenty things to consider when you watch Dexter. Apart from the fun allure of watching a serial killer's story, especially one like Dexter who has been programmed to kill serial killers. And again, Dexter um had serious identity um issues. Then it was like, can a serial killer feel true love? That kind of thing. And then it seems as if he was feeling love for, I think her name is Deborah, the girlfriend. I don't remember anymore. I can't place her name to now. So like, did he feel love and affection for her that he wanted to get rid of her ex, abusive ex for her? And that is not what the father doesn't do is spontaneous. And when they show backstories, like flashback of the father sessions with him, I'm like, isn't this like abuse in a way? Like isn't this abuse? And like, well, Dexter is a potential time bomb, like a ticking time bomb. And if he's not contained, that would be a bigger issue for society. And it's like, all right, but at the end of the day, like he's still killing people. So like, am I like, would you like? I like the way the dilemma of the story writers is like, or the book is like, are you now going to side with Dexter, or are you going to side with the police department? Me, I can never side with police department. They are not it for me at all. The police has never been anything admirable. The reason why they exist is only to fulfill the machinations of people with too much power on their hands that don't know what to do with it. So in real life. So, but in movies, in shows, police are kind of interesting. Oh, I think it's in Dexter that sound came from, where this police officer is surprised motherfucker. Like that's where it came from. So guys, how did you like today's video? Did I meet up the challenge of Rihanna? Like I don't even know how to put, like I think they're like with a sultry look in their eye, but I don't got that spice yet. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. I had fun doing this. I feel like my makeup skills are improving and look forward to the next challenge. Bye.